What's up guys, it is Sam, the Raid Man. We are back with yet another raid video. Today we're going to be testing out campaign farmers. I put a poll out a few weeks ago. What campaign farmers do you guys use? So let me know in the comments, but I've seen a few of those results and I know who's popular. So today we're testing out 10 different campaign farmers, seeing who is the best. Specifically today we're talking about 12-3 campaign farming, maybe 12-6 depending on affinity, but 12-3 is what we're looking at today in Brutal, not in Nightmare. If you guys want that for a different video, let me know. So a few things to talk about. In my opinion, the best campaign farmers are people who don't have to wait on skill cooldowns, right? So let me give you an example. Ray is currently in the gear that I use to test this. She has an AoE on every ability. Attacks all enemies, attacks all enemies, attacks all enemies. This means regardless of books or cooldowns, she should be able to do it in 3 hits. That being said, there's 2 ways to approach campaign farming. The fastest enemy in 12-3 is Lord Chazar, who is 101 speed, meaning you need to have somebody who is 102 speed. So if I put in my Ray, she needs to be faster than 102. I promise I've got the best promo code you have ever seen. This is a referral code as well as a promo code, and I promise you're gonna be blown away by the results. We can get you 3 free legendary champions, including a void legendary champion and a champion I don't even have on my main account, as well as 3 really solid epics as you level up in the game. I'm going to walk you through how to do this. I promise you this code is live and this code works. Step 1, log out of Player and Play on your PC and uninstall it. If you've never had Raid connected to your phone before, it should work there as well. Step 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Very important that it's a brand new email. Step 3, launch Raid, complete the tutorial. Step 4, go to your inbox. We just got a legendary LNRL, some brews, some pots, which leads me into my 2nd legendary that you can get, which is the Alice Chase. If you do this in time, all you have to do is log in for 7 days in a row. It's going to be Supreme 6. You get Supreme Galek, pots, brews, more silver. Just an unbelievable Kickstarter. Hope you guys are as excited about this as I am. Again, just to use that link in the description of this video below. I don't know how this is real. Now there's 2 ways to approach this. One, you would want your champion to be faster than 102 and just nuke it in 1 attempt. Now, if your champion cannot nuke it in 1 attempt, then you need to be twice as fast as 102. So 204 or faster, or maybe it's 203 or faster. Either way, I would test that. And then you can take it down in 2 attempts. Now, another caveat with that is you typically want, for the sake of speed, to be twice as fast as anybody else on your team. So if you have somebody with 115 speed, then you'd really need your campaign farmer to be 230 because you don't want anyone else to take a turn. You want your campaign farmer to go once or twice per wave, and that's it. So there are some champions that a lot of people use to campaign farm, typically because of availability, but I really like the champions that just have the AoEs. Now there are a few people like Queen Eva who have a AoE, and then whenever this resets a cooldown on each of the champion skills if any target is killed. So basically, when if they kill somebody with this AoE, they reset the skill cooldown. They kill somebody, they reset the cooldown. So you can do this 3 times, and she's very fast. I don't have her, unfortunately, so I will not be able to test her today. I don't have a free swap thing, which is annoying. I did the last time I did it, so we're gonna have to be a little bit different this time. So we're gonna go with Ray first, even though she's kind of middle of the pack. Again, she's got 3 AoEs. So it doesn't matter which one she does. It's all about animation speed at this point. So A3, I believe, A2, A1. 7 seconds for Ray. That's actually not the fastest we can do. One thing to consider when you see these low numbers is you need to be on unlimited. Why was it 7 seconds in? Maybe my computer's being slow because I've got OBS up. I'll give it one more attempt. Typically, Ray, I tested at 6 seconds. Oh, again, 7 seconds again. Well, I do have screenshots, but I have Ray as 6 seconds. Looks like my computer might be a little bit slow today. Again, with 3 AoEs, that's about as good as you can get. Now, another champion that a lot of people use is Kael, because he's just a lot of people's starter campaign farmer. So what I've done is I've got a preset here that we're going to try on, and we're just going to pay 600,000 to re-equip this every single time. Now, Kael falls into the category of needing, I am going to put some more food in here because we've got an event going on at the moment where I am trying to farm food. So Kael has an AoE and then a 4-hitter. So there's the AoE. There's the 4-hitter. He's built well enough, it'll kill all 4 of them, and he can reset his cooldown, right? So you see that was 5 seconds. So that's kind of a caveat, but I don't like counting that because that's not his average run. Looks like he got the reset again. So again, he's a very good campaign farmer, but if he doesn't get that reset, he's not built twice as fast as everyone else. So then everyone else is going to get a turn on our team and on their team. Well, looks like Chazar's not going to get a turn because we killed him. But typically, if you ran this with no other allies on my team, I got an 11-second run for Kael. So he comes in last, but that does show the potential. This is a merciless set. So there's two things that can assist with resetting skill cooldowns in terms of campaign farmers. Merciless set. So whenever someone does damage, 30% chance to reduce a random skill's cooldown. He's going to do damage twice with a chances to reduce the A3, but also Cycle of Violence. Oops, that's not the right one. Okay, Cycle of Violence. 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn if the damage inflicted by a skill exceeds 30%. So basically 2 30% chances to reduce it. And Kael does it very fast if you can't get those skill cooldowns. Next up, so again, that's Kael in 10th place. Next up is a champion that a lot of people just have. He was a free champion for a very, very long time. That's Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong has 1 AoE and then an A2 that hits extra surplus damage, basically turns it into an AoE. That one right there. Again, if we get a reset, he's good to go. He is in different gear, so he's not in merciless gear, but I have him at 8 seconds. That is correct. Sun Wukong I do think is very good. I did about 3 runs per person, and you can see I'm doing an extra one now, so the numbers I think are pretty accurate. Again, hypothetically, Sun Wukong could be faster if you get a reset, but about 8 seconds is what I saw. Next up, I think this champion is still geared in different gear, is another guy with lots of AoEs, and this is kind of one of our second caveats. First one would be that Kael and the reset is Cupidus, who has an AoE in the A1, AoE in the A2, but his A3 is single target, and for some reason he likes to do that. So he'll go A2, perfect, super fast. Instead of A1ing, he goes A3. So then we have to go again, and that's a waste of a skill cooldown. So we're getting 8 seconds, or I saw 7 seconds a lot, but like I said, my computer's being slow. So the caveat would be if we just were to put him in and adjust his presets to not use the A3, then it will be a little bit faster. So again, I don't like using presets because you have to adjust your team there, but he can do 5 seconds. So Kael and Cupidus can do 5 seconds. Not even quotation marks. They can do 5 seconds, but it's like an asterisk besides it because they can't do it consistently, and I don't want to have to do this. I want to just put a champion in and they can do it, you know? Okay, and then so I had Cupidus at 7 seconds, and then also 7 seconds. I think this champion's going to need gear. This is a comment I got a lot, and I actually just pulled this champion. I've never built him before, but this is going to be Biggin. So I've got to put his gear on. One of the other champions I'm testing, spoiler alert, is in the same faction. So the bar for 12-3 is not super high, at least not when you get to the end game. The big boy. Biggin's got 2 AoEs, and then on his A1, it hits one person and repeats it on everyone else. So if you don't get a skill reset, he can do it on the A1, but it's a little bit slower, so you like seeing the reset. There we go, we got the reset. So 7 seconds is what I have for Biggin. So just to recap what we've got, Kael 11 seconds, Sun Wukong 8 seconds, Cupidus and Biggin 7 seconds. And then we get to a slew of champions that can do it hypothetically in 6 seconds. Now this one is not really a campaign farmer, but a lot of people may have gotten Supreme Galek through the promo codes that came out recently, which are amazing if you started a new account, and he can be amazing. Now granted, mine's got merciless gear, and so he can get extra turns. If he does get a reset, he can do it in about 6 seconds. If not, he can do it in about 7 seconds. So I put him right at the bottom of the 6-second tier, but he is very fast animations on Supreme Galek. So if you build him well enough, like mine is, you can get to 6 seconds for sure. Then I have Ray with him, 6 to 7 seconds. And then again, kind of at the bottom of these 6-second champions, I have Deliana, who's got an AoE in the A1. Her issue is affinity. So I believe she's a little bit better on 12-7, but this is kind of a champion I would definitely recommend. If you build her, you want her to go twice because she's not typically going to one-shot every single time because of different affinities that people have bad affinities against him or her. She's going to have to go twice to try and one-shot some of these champions. So Deliana's very good. She was another free champion, so a lot of people have her. Okay, so now we are into our top 3, really. Not counting Kael or Cupidus with their 5-second runs. These are our top 3. So Bellower is a void rare with AoEs on all of his abilities. And a few champions have that, but Bellower is a void rare, so it's a lot easier to book and build, and he can be your dedicated campaign farmer. But also Bellower has pretty fast animations, which makes a big difference when you're talking about speed. And I know it may seem silly between 7 seconds and 6 seconds and 6 seconds and 5 seconds, but campaign, if you run it, is typically something you run like hundreds of times. So when you're saving a second every single time, that does add up over time. So Bellower, 6 seconds, pretty easy. I do think he is an amazing option. This next one I think is going to be a pretty big surprise. You guys might know who number 1 is, but I doubt you know who number 2 is, or not number 2. This is not a particular in order, but the uncommon champion Saurus, AoE on the A2, AoE on the A1, that's all he's got. And he doesn't hit super hard, so you do have to build him well, but he's got pretty fast animations, and it's cool to me that an uncommon can do this. Now, an issue with Saurus and a few other champions is he doesn't have an aura. So every time you want to manually click in a battle, you've got to deal with this, which I wish was a setting you could turn off. I understand he doesn't have an aura skill, but he's my campaign farmer, so I'm going to use him. And he is very, very fast. You can do it in 6 seconds flat every single time. AoE, AoE, AoE. Obviously, he doesn't have a blessing. I don't think you can even get blessings on uncommons, but I think he has like 3 masteries, crit rate, crit damage, and then like an accuracy mastery or something. But yeah, Saurus, 6 seconds flat. I thought that was awesome. I have Kael listed as 5 seconds also, as well as 11 seconds, but like I said, take that with a grain of salt because that's just a reset. He does have very fast animations. Number 1, I'm sure to nobody's surprise, is Fellhound. He is just as fast as it gets. It's AoE on the A1, and his AI doesn't try and use the A2 or the A3. Looks like he actually just got a weak hit there, or not a crit maybe. So let's try that again. But he is the 5 seconds that you see in terms of my record. I don't know what's happening that we're having to hit twice there. I don't know if we just got 2 bad luck runs, or if he needs to, maybe I took some of his gear off to test everyone else. He didn't kill this Hellgazer 3 times now. All right, let me see if I'm missing some gear on Fellhound. This is a little anticlimactic, but he is my campaign farmer. He's that 5 second guy. No, we're not missing any gear. You have 97 crit rate. I didn't realize that, so maybe that's the issue. But it seems odd to me that he would have 3 weak hits on the same champion in 3 consecutive runs. But you can see, even with hitting twice, he's still doing it in 6 seconds. Let's see if we can finally get a perfect run. Okay, again, computer's being slow, but I promise you Fellhound is the 5 second campaign farmer. I don't know if I need to restart my computer, but unlimited FPS is typically the key. Maybe if I turn one of these settings down. In my previous run, I did not have this issue. But like I said, audio got corrupted. Now 6 seconds again. Well, I apologize for it not being as perfect as I wanted it to be, but I do assure you that Fellhound has it in 6 seconds. You can see I built a little spreadsheet over here to do fastest runs. So I have, like I said, Fellhound with 5 seconds, Kael with 5 seconds, which I guess we could also create a line for Cupidus. Saurus, Deliana, Ray, Supreme Galek all could do it in 6 seconds. Big and Cupidus 7 seconds, Sun Wukong 8 seconds, and Kael 11 seconds without any resets. There are other champions obviously that can do it, so let me know if I snubbed anybody off of your list. But I'm doing a lot of campaign farming right now. Looks like we got a Dungeon Diver event, but also I've been doing the After Party Path. I'm not sure if I'm going to get enough for this last Fabian Soul, but I got the 3 and the 4 star. But I don't want to pull any more shards. I don't have any more shards to pull, so I've been doing a lot of campaign farming. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was a little bit constructive and helpful. Let me know if you'd want a Nightmare campaign farmer. I don't typically farm Nightmare campaign, but I do have the gear and I believe the champions to do that. So subscribe to the channel and I will see you on the next one.